Okay.
Come on, remember, a lot of people are watching the show because Dylan's clip, all right?
Get into it.
Remember
okay,
that.
We'll do get
Come on,
into
SNL,
it.
SNL, come on.
Okay.
This is your equivalent of doing a fucking line of coke, okay?
Let's fucking go.
All right, all right.
Yeah, dude.
Woo!
Welcome back. Welcome. Hey, Twitter world. Out there.
We're
today.
here.
In the world.
We made it back finally.
It wasn't an April Fool's joke. I think you got that by now.
Yeah, after a few. But the show, you know,
Do you get it
people
by now?
People are here. They're watching the show. You know, we've got a couple
I'm
of.
so gassed. People
interest.
are enjoying the show and watching us. And
the growth is beautiful, folks. So thank you
yes.
for coming along.
So address the elephant in the room quickly, though. I have shaved. I got bullied enough at work to do it, and it does look a lot better. I had this. Do you know what I said today? I was like, you know, you can tell how I'm feeling about my mental health by how much I grow out my beard. I can keep it trimmed if I'm feeling good. But now I must be feeling good because it's trimmed, baby. It's
well,
good.
I guess it's like you're looking good, you're feeling good, it feels like you.
Yeah, dude.
It does feel like that. It's nice. It's.
Yeah, I've got a little
nice.
What do you call that? 5 o'clock shadow. I gotta get on that.
It's called gay pop.
Yeah, that's, you know, I come here, you guys get the exclusive, the Dan
I like
disheveled.
it. No, it's good.
But
It's good. I like it.
Honestly, I'm still in a chipper mood, and there is a reason for that.
Yeah.
In fact, it's because we recently got cats. Look at these beautiful kitty cats. These are the cats. We've got 2 cats, Charlie and Lola.
Who are these lovely cats? What are the cats' names, Dan? What are the cats' names?
So it's Charlie and Lola, Chuck and Lols, but you can call them whatever you like.
Is that what
Charlie
you've
and
been
Lola.
calling them, Chuck and Lols?
No, that's just a little goof I did, and just being funny. But Charlie and Lola's their names, and their brother and sister. They're about 4 years old. We didn't get any like newborn kittens or anything. We honestly just didn't want the hassle.
That's fair.
Because there's so much training you got to do around the house, and like,
Oh, it's hard.
I feel like, I mean, they're already nervous, and we're already slowly getting them used to this house. But I feel like a kitten might take even longer.
Oh no. So I've got 4 cats at my house. Okay, and they were all kittens.
Oh boy,
And it's just hard. Like
Yeah,
it's not easy. Like the process is a lot harder, and also I got to say as well, like the idea of like, you know, I am a vegetarian, Dan. You can play the laughing sound effect if you want. No, fuck you. No. Bruh. Daniel, no. I'm saying this, like, I am a vegetarian, and like, you know, I care a lot about animals. And I think the fact that you guys bought a cat that is 4 years old rather than just a kitten, like a lot of the cats who and dogs and any animal, the ones that are older and I guess like less cute.
Yeah.
Because kittens and puppies are obviously cuter and small. You know, they don't get bought, and yeah, they're the ones that get put down more. So, you know,
I'd do it again.
yeah, I would do it again.
I hope you would.
It's
You're a
nice.
king.
They seem really cuddly and sweet cats, and we're just excited to welcome them into our lovely home and just, you know, have them with us. I think it's an exciting experience.
You were telling me about the return policy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Have they had that before, or
I don't know, but they mentioned.
so where do they come from?
So these 2 come from a home already that I guess they couldn't stay in any longer because the rules changed for the house.
And we say bye-bye.
Yeah, unfortunately. And, you know, we got them. They're already 4 years old. They're already cuddly. They're already a bit more like domesticated. And when they gave them to us, they were like, you know, there's a no questions asked returns policy.
No guilt.
Yeah,
and we say
don't
bye-bye.
judge, no judgment.
No guilt.
We're not going to shame you at all.
All right. Well, that's better because normally they just throw them out in like a box or something.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what?
Wait
If
for
you
someone
can't
to
care
find
for the
them.
cat, then hand it in. You know, that's the best thing you could do, really.
I love
So
that. That's brilliant.
we love our kitties.
They look beautiful, honestly.
Yeah,
stunning.
we love the cats.
I have met them, and
Nice to have
they're
Yeah, you did meet them earlier. Yeah.
I did, and they're beautiful, and I'm very proud of you, Dan. I'm very proud of you, Dan, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank
They
you.
look great, honestly. I never thought that.
We're very proud of you, Dan, and thank you very much.
Oh,
I never thought. I didn't think that because I've got cats, and you've never really been that gushy around them. I didn't know if you'd even really be into getting a pet or like a cat or a dog or anything like that.
Well, our family had cats when I was like in my teenage years, and unfortunately, I never really had cats or dogs when I was younger, like before the age of like 12, 13. So I don't know. I was going through my teenage angsty years, and it was like not cool to pet the animals, I guess, or be as affectionate. But I had my private moments.
I hope
with the
Dan
animals.
is going to be okay.
Yeah, one of our cats did pass away in the last few years. I can't remember exactly when, and it was very sad because we had her for a long time.
Is that
but
Stumps or Star?
That was Star.
Star,
And her brother is still knocking about, and
yeah.
my parents have 2 little dogs as well. So that I love animals, but we just hadn't made that step in
Well, it's a big commitment.
my and my girlfriend's relationship just yet.
I mean, we've had Rusty. I think he's 16.
Mm-hmm.
We got him on my 8th birthday, and I'm now 25.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's old.
Yeah,
man. He was on my bed today. Like, they literally do follow you through all the stages of your life, and it's insane. And
Yeah, I know, it's sweet.
it's a crazy commitment, but it's such a beautiful commitment, and they love you so much. Like, they're just the most affectionate, beautiful creatures. Like, they're so sweet. I think you made the great decision. I only found out on Wednesday, and I was very happy for you both. So.
Yeah,
I'm a believer in Dan being I'm a believer in Dan being a animal lover and an animal. You're
Hey, let's do it. I love animals.
You're a cat dad now. You know?
I am a cat daddy. Yeah, baby.
We need a cat soundbite.
Yeah, we got to get those meows in there.
Meow,
meow.
I'm a believer. I love that.
Oh boy.
Nah, good on you, man. Seriously, I am really proud of you.
Thank you.
It's a great commitment. And you know what? You're.
I love the way you are with your cats. You guys have such a sweet relationship.
I'm such a super man. They're like my babies. I love them. I'm so gushy around them. I love them. They make you so happy. You made me a believer. They do, man. They make me a believer. They're so sweet.
Good.
They just what you need when you come home, and yeah, they're beautiful, man. They are really sweet.
Well,
and I'm very proud of you. And seriously,
I can't wait.
And I think the thing I'm most happy is that you did the 4-year-old ones, because like, again, they're not on the hit list for people. People want kittens. They want young animals like puppies and stuff. So the fact you did that, yeah.
Oh, thank you, Conor. Thank you.
I'm proud.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
It's good to be with you on this Saturday. Evening.
Yes. We're about to face a something brave that we have to face. This Taylor Swift topic coming up. But before we get to that,
oh no, we are in trouble.
Start a fight that might kill us.
I genuinely think it will.
Maybe it will.
I think the Swifties are coming for us.
Oh God, well.
I think they're coming for us, baby.
You guys be the judge of how hard we hit on Taylor today. But before we get to that, I just wanted to give a little shout out to some of the stuff we've been doing recently. I've got my channel, Daniel is Weird. We love that. The kids love it. And please, go check out my latest stuff. Well, my last video's got 1,000 views, and Connor's been doing some great content.
Thank you, Dan.
Doctor Who show.
Thank you.
It's all great. We got a whole bunch of content getting put out. So
You've got a trade, do that.
yeah, no, I'm enjoying.
You've got a trade, do that.
I'm gonna entertain.
Okay.
Damn it.
No, that's aimed at me.
You've got a trade, do that.
Yeah, no, I know.
I do have a trade. Do that. I've been working 6 days a week, baby. Whilst doing this show in 50%. Even my coworker today was like, "How do you do it, Connor?" And I said, "I don't do it."
It's called
Do you know
gay
what's
pop.
sad? Do you want to know?
It's called gay pop.
What's the gay pop got to do with this?
That's how you do at work.
Okay. I said this. I was like, "Is this depressing?" This. I said to Mum yesterday. I was like, "I don't know if I could I generally don't know if I could fit in a dating life right now, especially with work
tough, yeah.
and this." It's like, yeah, I guess I'm placing all my bets on this and work, and yeah, you never know. Maybe Conor will be on the market for a little while. I don't know.
Hey, well,
I don't know if I could fit anything else in.
Maybe you'll be the next, Bachelor or something. We'll see. We'll get you something.
The Aussie Bachelor.
Eventually. Yeah. Hey, who knows?
Maybe.
Good publicity for the show.
I'm a bit of a tortured poet.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I am. You never know.
All right. Should we?
I ain't as rich and I ain't as famous, but
Should we face the fires of Mount Doom and
yes,
attempt to talk about Taylor Swift?
I would love to. So I sent you this today because it really interests me, and also not only that, I know you clowned on me today for saying I'm a music lover.
Well, you are.
Well, I am. Like
You grew up with music.
I grew up with music. I grew up with music. I am a music lover, and I care about the industry, but particular like as a small and unknown artist myself, I also care about artists from all different mediums,
Yeah, of course,
like
totally.
YouTube and theater and actual artwork and musicians and stuff. Like I care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you can be in a different genre or category to someone else artistically and still respect what they've got going on as an
It's
artist.
all art, baby.
Yeah, it's all art. It's all love.
So I want to say this to start with, and I mean this, and I'm looking right on the camera right now because I mean it. Okay, I know.
I do it again.
I know that there are people out there listening and watching who are huge diehard fans of Taylor Swift. I want to put this on the record before I say any of my opinions. I really do respect Taylor as an artist. I actually do.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not a fan of her music necessarily. I do like a few of her tracks, but I'm not a huge fan of her as an artist, just personally. Do I think she's talented? Absolutely. I really, really do think she's talented. No one can deny that. She is second on Spotify. No. She has done insane stadium tours.
Oh, okay? Yeah. Her performances are out of this world.
She is insanely talented. No one can doubt that, okay? I do really appreciate her as an artist, and I am very aware, by the way, to all the ladies watching, that it is very common for men, and this is a podcast run by two men.
Yeah, that's
shit on her for just being a woman who is successful.
Bruh.
I want to make it very clear. I want to make it very clear from the get-go that I do really respect that this is an artist that ladies do look up to, and you might not believe me, but I can tell you that I really do mean that I'm glad that you guys have someone who you can look up to and be very inspired by. I genuinely do mean that. Now, I've just said all that. If you choose to believe me or not for criticizing a few things, and you're going to choose to believe me or not, that's your fault. I just want that context at the top because I actually do respect her as an artist, despite not being a fan of her. I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with her specifically, just because she's so big. She has a few things that she's done that I think not only reflect on the industry but also affect the industry.
She's an industry leader in a lot of ways. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
I would say this that if just to add on to what you were saying, if anyone out there is listening to this, if you've gone to a Taylor Swift concert, if you've enjoyed yourself, had fun, you've enjoyed a night out, dancing and singing, that's great. That's fine. Like, there's no, we have
she's an entertainer for sure.
Issues with
insanely great entertainer.
Yeah, the people who have enjoyed her art, like, that's fine. That's up to you. No hate, no judgment. We're talking about someone who's a massive figure in the industry she works in and can literally like move mountains, or metaphorically, based on what she chooses to do in terms of her business practices and how she, conducts herself. So, yeah, with that being said, go ahead.
Yeah, and I also want to preface that this is just a Twitter thread that I saw by
Hey, Twitter world!
Is that me?
Yeah.
Hey, Twitter world!
Hey, Twitter world! Her name is Joanne. Joanne's Lovagon, who, by the way, is... Tom. Who, by the way, is... I will preface this as well. Again, I'm trying to defend you, Swifties, whose profile picture on Twitter is literally Selena Gomez. But she's done this quite well. And, okay, I'm going to read a few things and I want to get into necessarily my issues with it. And by the way, to preface one more thing, I've had this issue with Taylor since her last album, Midnights?
Yeah. I think that's the one that came out before. It's Tortured Poets Department is what we're looking at
today. Came out today. So this creator says this Twitter person says, let's begin with the versions. Cassettes, vinyl, CDs, collection edition. So exclusive Phantom Clear vinyl includes bonus track, the manuscript, available only at Target. The Tortured Poets Department vinyl plus bonus track, the manuscript, so blah, 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 blah. You kind of get what I mean. So next we've got the Tortured Poets Department pre-order, exclusive CDs, Target. And this is so funny. So it's like Taylor's handwritten lyrics. So it's...
Wait, am I supposed to show more on this? Or?
You can just keep scrolling down where I'm talking.
I see.
It's like her handwritten kind of like lyrics It's not. It's just a print
Wow.
of it. It's all these different versions, which is
Jesus.
really. There's so many that you almost go crazy.
So these are all different vinyls?
It's
like
vinyls.
all of these-
It's vinyls, CDs, cassettes.
Oh my.
It's kind of odd. Final new edition of the Tortured Poets Department with exclusive bonus track, The Black Dog, alt cover, and alt pressing. So basically, Taylor Swift, the Tortured Poets Department, limited edition, standard CD plus autograph photo. So that's a big thing these days. So Dan, if you can go down to this picture here, please. So a big thing these days is this idea of
Oh, wow.
exactly an artist putting out a record and there being all these editions.
Totally.
Now, it is quite sad you see this these days. I think my biggest issue for this personally, and look, this is obviously a bit of an attack on Taylor, but also there's other artists who have also done this before anyone says that, is the idea that you can get all these different editions of a vinyl, for example, like color-wise. You can get this splattered vinyl, you can get this colored vinyl. Now, I'm sure the artist would defend it as you can pick the kind of color that you want. That is fair, I suppose, but also you have these kinds of Swifties who will not take that as an answer, Dan.
Shut up and listen to me for once.
Listen to me for once. They want every single edition of this album, and that is what's going to happen.
I see.
Not only that, the thing that I find probably the most, I'm gonna say this. I find this really kind of like disingenuous.
Bruh.
The idea that exclusive packages, as in vinyls and CDs and stuff and cassettes, have exclusive songs on them. That you can only listen. Well, here's the thing. You could only listen to them if you got that version.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Until yesterday,
Uh-oh.
when Taylor released that she had a surprise for
Called
everybody,
K-pop.
that this album also came with almost like a deluxe version, which came with all the
everything.
tracks on it.
Okay.
But you know, people have gotten these, like, you know, there's the smoke
already
gray vinyl,
bought-
there's the black vinyl, there's the beige vinyl, there's the Target. So Target got to deal with her. Obviously, we've seen the pictures of the Target and all that shit.
Yeah.
Target's pretty big for getting vinyls and stuff.
Yeah.
The idea of that is pretty insane. Also, she took over iHeartRadio, which was rebranded as iHeart Taylor.
Oh no.
So,
Oh boy.
this idea, if you can keep scrolling down, please, Dan.
Go ahead.
This idea that, you know, there you go, right there. This idea that,
This one?
yeah, it's just kind of odd to me that, like, you know, we're not all Swifties. I respect if you are.
Speak for yourself.
Are you a Swiftie? Okay.
I don't want to say it out loud, but no.
No, well, look, I'm not necessarily a Swiftie, but it's just kind of interesting to me, having her own stations on Sirius XM, which is also, if you go down, Dan, it's the station that Howard's on, which I think is pretty interesting.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. I also
So
saw
she's super dominant in her category.
absolutely. So you also get an exclusive profile frame on TikTok. She took over everything. There's no stone unturned. I even heard, if you keep going down,
So this video?
on Spotify, if you go down to this bit, on Spotify, even people, I've heard reports, even people who had her blocked as an artist were getting advertisements to go and listen to her new album. So even if they have her blocked as an artist, even if they're blocked as an artist, they still get advertisements for it. And I just think it's a little bit shady to me.
Promo for people who have her blocked on Spotify, yeah.
So YouTube Shorts as
Jeez,
well.
That's so she's getting promoted to people regardless of whether they have basically said, I don't want to hear this.
Apple Music would drop a word a day until Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poet Department. It's like, come on. It's like, it is insane. Like, it's an insane takeover.
Oh, wow.
I guess, look, I'll say this, okay? I'll wrap it up here. I don't want to keep talking about this for too long. But my issue mostly is this idea of, like, you know, an artist who is as influential as her, who can have this idea of dropping all of these records with these exclusive songs in them. And also, regardless if there was exclusive songs in them or not, okay, there are people out there who will collect every single version of an album you can get, CD, cassette, vinyl, different colored vinyls. They will find every single version of that album and buy it.
I do it
regardless
again.
if there's a bonus song on there or not. Okay. My issue with that is, first of all, I know particularly during COVID, even Oliver Tree said this, who was a reasonably big artist at the time, reasonably sized artist at the time. He was saying even for his second album that we can't press vinyls because of the shortage, because of COVID, because it was just hard.
Supply issues,
An artist like this who is printing that many vinyls of the same album plus an extra song on wax, there is literally, I can guarantee you, thousands upon thousands of smaller artists who are trying to get their EP pressed on wax that can't do it because of this.
The factories are being taken up,
I think
for all the different editions.
That's what I don't like. And another thing as well is, I know not me, but I know you love to shit on Coldplay a little bit for being, you know, environmentally friendly. I'm a big fan of Coldplay. I love them. Their last album, Music the Spheres, despite what you think about it, every single record that they put out on vinyl was made from 100% recycled matter. And I think what is stopping... And look, granted, it doesn't look the most beautiful ever, but the vinyl itself, it does kind of look like it's made out of old newspapers.
Bruh.
But the fact that it was made from 100% recycled matter, I think, is really important. And
yeah, that's fair.
I don't see why Taylor can't even, for an edition, add this thing. Even I marked down here, I even saw James Blunt's new record has also been printed on
recycled wax.
Recycled matter. I'm like, okay, great. So this is a thing that could be
it's something they can do, but it might cost a bit of money.
It might cost a bit of money. You know, we shit on Coldplay shows. Well, I don't. You do, for being like a little bit wanky, for being, you know, environmentally friendly. Taylor is doing these huge shows, and to my understanding, sorry, she hasn't really made any effort to make it sustainable. And my last comment is that I did see an article from Billie Eilish saying that she is really trying hard to make her concerts sustainable. I'm not a Billie Eilish fan either, but I do respect the fact that she is obviously a huge artist who's also just trying to be sustainable. These are rich fucks who don't really necessarily care about this kind of thing a lot of the time. And if we can get recycled vinyls and get these shows that can be sustainable, I know this is a wanky statement, Dan, but
I think it's a good...
I just think she's so huge that I just don't think it seems like she's taking advantage of fans a little bit. And also, I've even heard, even like a stan like Troy, Red Archer Live, shout out, who's a massive Taylor simp, even put out even he thinks that there's too many tracks on the album. Too many
different versions, and too many tracks in general.
And I just think it's a bit, I don't know. I think there's a lot of struggling artists out there. The idea of the wax thing is just like, and the concerts, like we had massive, was it this year or was it last year? Massive concerts for Taylor in Australia.
Oh, she recently, at the end of last year, I think. Yeah, wow.
I think
that was crazy.
If they could have something like the Coldplay concerts, I mean, I went to both Coldplay concerts last year in Perth because they chose to just go to Perth last year. I went to both of them, but we went on the Sunday night, and you know it was fun. We jumped on floors that created kinetic energy, and there were people riding on bikes. It was fun. It was fun. I'm sorry. What's stopping you from doing something like that? I don't understand it. Like, I get she's rich and she probably doesn't really care that much. She catches a fucking jet plane everywhere. I'm really not trying to shit on her because I understand like people get very sensitive about it. But it's like, come on, if like Billie Eilish and someone like Coldplay, or even like a reasonably smaller artist like James Blunt can fucking print his vinyl on recycled matter. It's like, what's stopping you?
Well,
Do you get my point?
Absolutely. And with regards to Taylor, like, I do think when it comes to Coldplay, that their sustainability attempts, I think, are good. I think it's a good thing for them to be doing, and I commend them for doing it, even if they are a little bit like self-congratulatory about it. But I agree that. I agree that Taylor absolutely.
Okay, all right, I can't deny that.
Look, she could and she should do those similar kinds of things. But I think what Billie Eilish is doing, James Blunt, I think all these people are trying.
Well, Billie hasn't done it yet. I think she's at least she's talking about it.
Yeah, she's talking about it. She clearly wants to take her business in that direction.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
I think that
Dude.
it's not something that Taylor could is always dogged by. Like, she can improve.
You know what I'm talking about?
Process. I mean, one thing that I will say, not necessarily in her defense, but just on Taylor's side, is there was something about her giving a massive bonus to her truck drivers.
I do like that
for her tour last year, and I think that's great. That kind of stuff I think is really good, but I just think, the more money of hers that she's amassed that she can spend on, paying her workers better, making her entire business more sustainable and environmentally friendly, I think that stuff would be a really good addition.
I guess that's the issue, is like, it's because your girlfriend said this, like, it's kind of funny that, like, I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this about Taylor, I'm sorry, but it's like, this whole idea that she's this regular girl that, like, it's like the tortured poet department, or what the fuck it's called, poets department. She's literally the biggest star in the world. So is the idea that the tortured poet is the idea that you literally have everything and your
Sorry about
goals?
that. I'm trying to
Is
find
that,
and
what's the tortured poet? Is the idea, like, I've seen complaints with, like, no,
the whole
one that
idea
rich.
seems pretty wanky to me.
She literally is. This isn't an opinion. This is a fact. She literally is number one. So when you're number one, can you be a tortured poet? Are you a tortured poet because you are number one? And you can't do art because you got everything? Is that it? Am I going fucking doddy? I'm not listening to the album, by the way, before you ask that. I'm not a fan. But I can respect her. This is not me as a fucking man trying to shit on a woman. I know people are going to think I am. I more have a problem with the idea of the vinyls and not being able to support smaller artists. Like, I mean, how much?
I think that's a fair thing to be angry about.
Smaller people could be making records, and even if they're like EPs, like 5, 6 songs.
Well, yeah, it takes away.
And they can sell them at like a market, but they can't do it because, I'm sorry, they're going to pick this small band, or they're going to pick Taylor Swift. They're going to pick Taylor Swift. So understandably, that's how it works always. But it's like, she's making fucking 10,000 vinyls for one album. And look, I follow artists who do the same thing, but they normally only do like 1 or 2 or 3. And normally they're a couple of years apart. It's like, there's always going to be like several versions, like maybe like 1 or 2 or 3.
I think having different versions,
there's
especially...
no bonus. There's these bonus track ideas. You have to buy every fucking version of it. I just think that's you're so huge.
I don't mind like exclusive collector's edition like packaging per se. Like if, a certain thing comes with like some stickers or an art book or whatever, that's fine. But I do think the idea of keeping the art itself separate. So like you literally have to buy a bunch of different versions just to listen to the full...
But then also to release it on Spotify as an extended version of the album. Because I guess the idea is like you'll have access to this exclusive song.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, just imagine Queen or the Stones.
But there's just one you don't have on vinyl.
Or Jimi Hendrix releasing an album and then being like, oh, and look, I understand. Like from what I understand, like normally when an album comes out, it's for vinyl, it's printed on wax on just black normal. Or for $10 extra, you get the colored one, like it's got a bit of color
like
to
a
it.
special fancy version.
I'm always more than happy to spend the extra $10 to get the cool splattered vinyl.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe down the line, a few extra versions come out here and there. Whatever. I guess even that argument is, that's not necessarily needed, but to put out I don't know. I just am I crazy? I just don't think, as influential as she is, she even has this line. I don't even know if it's real. I got no evidences, but I saw on Twitter. It's like, I don't care about money or something. It's like, well, girls love you, and there is a little girl out there. I'm telling you right now, probably 10,000 of them who are telling their mama right now, like, Mama, I'm gonna do a paper round so I can pay for every version of the torture post department.
Yeah,
and I feel sorry for them.
That's sad. The one thing I thought was a bit cringe. I don't know if you saw they did a launch party for the Tortured Poets Department, and they had it was so dumb. It was like tea stained letters,
But it had Spotify logo on
and
it.
it had the Spotify logo on it.
That is so fucking cringe.
It
I'm
also
sorry.
had a fountain pen laid next to it, but the text on the page was clearly written by a typewriter.
That's what I mean. It's like, look. I don't necessarily blame Taylor for maybe going through a little bit of a.
She's
meltdown.
allowed to be cringe. That's fine, you know.
She might be going through a little bit of a meltdown. Okay.
Oh.
Well, just maybe losing it a little bit that she doesn't even understand. Because I'm sorry.
Okay.
In my personal opinion, no one on earth should ever have to go for that much fame. You would not be able to comprehend it. We were talking about JoJo Siwa last week, Mrs. Gay Pop. Well,
It's called gay pop.
times that by 100.
Yeah.
She is like, that level of fame is like,
And
you don't have a life anymore. You never will.
she's
Everything you do, even your shit is worth like 10K. Probably more. There are men out there who probably buy your shit for like 100,000.
well, that's the thing. She's being cringe
insane.
and whatever, but maybe at that amount of money, it's like that's the
Now shut up! Shut up and listen to me for once!
the healthiest you can end up as. You know, I don't know.
I
She did write this, which I think is so great. Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. That's some poetry right there.
That's what I mean. It's like
straight from the Tortured Poets Department.
every time.
What's the point of being alive?
Every time I've read something from it, it's like Taylor, come on, like.
Yeah.
And look, and by the way, I've given her shit. Like, do I respect the fact that she's now got back her discography and she's been doing like these Taylor's versions of her records?
Yeah, that stuff's cool. I like that.
Obviously the record company, you know, they've made her make these records and not in the way she wanted to. And do I respect the fact that she has now come out and done her versions of it? I think that's great. I think I had this conversation with a girl in December who was a huge Swiftie, and she did not understand where I was coming from when I said this. But I said, look, I think it's terrible that she got to that spot in the first place, that she had to even make a record again.
Yeah, totally.
No one on...
She shouldn't have been controlled like that in the first place.
That's the issue. And I think what's so beautiful about this, sure, we'll never get as many fucking fans as Taylor, but at least we don't have a person on the side telling us what we can and cannot say.
No record companies, yeah.
No record company. And yeah, I think it's sad that it even happened to begin with. And, but yeah, do I respect the fact she got back everything that she... You know, yes, she should be able to sing and write whatever she wants. I've agreed with that from the beginning, but that clearly was not what was happening.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's sad. That's just what being an artist in that industry is. And I'm glad she's now at least making records that she is, you know, it's just her rather than some fucking producer, you know.
And I think the fairest way to like make this criticism is to say that it's really good that she's able to run her business and exist as an artist in more of an independent fashion and have more creative control. And with that,
bitch, I'm laughing because you're big mad.
You know, it would be nice for her to just take the liberties she has as the person controlling what goes on at the business and implement some really positive changes that, let's be real, would set a precedent and be a leader in the industry and probably lead to, you know, not universal change across the industry, but other artists would see that as a bit of a like, oh, hey, this is what we should be doing now.
Yeah, I think there's always room for improvement. And look, it's so easy to obviously bag on, you know, who's popular and who's the biggest right now. But Yeah, I kind of lost a little bit of respect for her when she did that whole like exclusive track thing. I just don't think it's necessary, and I think I'm sorry, like it reeks of like. Come on, it's like you know your fan base.
It's just profit, money hungry.
It is,
stuff.
and that's the
And
scary. That's the sad
disappointing.
thing. It's like you know your audience, you know what they'll do, and that's why they did it. And I hate the idea that someone came in.
Look,
to
she's
like
a businesswoman, man. She's
but
got to make that money.
don't you think that fucking stinks, man?
It does. It stinks.
You know,
it stinks of.
I can guarantee you, some guy coming on there is like, "Hey, sweetie, what do you think about this? We'll do, say, 10 different records, same album, except we'll put a different song on each one." It's like, really, seriously.
You want to say no? Take a look at the numbers on this check. Yeah.
But then, not only to do that, but then just post it on Spotify. She was like, a 2 a.m. surprise. It's like, yeah, it was a
big surprise.
It was a fucking surprise.
To the people who thought they had an exclusive version.
Yeah, all the kids at home, like, who are texting their mates, like, I have the exclusive song Black Dot. Oh, it's on Spotify.
I guess it's not so exclusive after all.
Well, I guess they would argue that it's the only way to listen to it on vinyl.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like your mate's like, I just love the song Black Dog so much. I wish I could listen to it on wax. And you're like, yeah, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
You think I bought
Yeah, well, I got it and you don't.
You think
and
I
I won't
bought
let you listen to
the
it.
crystal clear edition of the dead? No, not Dead Poets. I can't say. What's it?
The Tortured Poets Society.
Just real quick before we move on, what do you think about the biggest artist in the world being called a tortured poet? Now be careful because you know the Swifties are listening.
Haha, bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
I guess I
Come on, Dan.
think
Spit it
that
out. Spit it out. Go on, say your fucking opinion.
she's an artist who is using fanciful language in her presentation, as many artists have done, and she has every right to do that. And I think her criticisms, thank you, should rightly be kept to her business practices.
You're so fucking spineless.
What am I supposed to
You're
say?
so spineless. You don't have an issue with the literally.
Okay, is it wanky and pretentious? Yeah, of course it is.
There you go. It is. Come on.
And I do think, look, if and again, it's understandable with all the money that's come her way. I think you get a bit of an inflated ego. You go, well, I have to be pretty fucking great if I've sold enough records to make all this money.
Not to contradict myself, but yes, there would be this awful feeling of being at the top that you would feel like almost like a tortured poet. But also, I feel like if you are feeling that way, I suppose maybe just take a little bit more time because she only. Whatever, I'm just gonna get in trouble. Whatever.
Do you know what would happen if you finish that sentence?
Yeah, don't. Okay.
8 ribs broken in 14 places. Yeah. Right knee, right ankle broken, left leg tibia broken, the left ankle broken, right clavicle broken, right shoulder broken, face eye socket, the jaw, the mandible broken, lung collapsed, pierced from the rib bone, your liver, which sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we say bye-bye.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm sorry. Again, if anyone's just tuning at this point, I did at the top of the show state that I genuinely do think that she is a very talented artist and she does deserve all the success that she's had. But I'm sorry, like, if she does this, I am allowed to comment on it.
Yeah, and with great success and power comes great responsibility.
One last thing I will
do
say.
good things.
I do understand, as the way social media works, you will see just a white man saying this, but I do want to preface that I am, as much as I can be without being cringe, want to say I am very glad that there is someone that little girls or regular sized girls can look up to. Okay?
Yeah, good role model.
Yeah, exactly. I am genuinely really happy for you for that, but I am allowed to criticize her in the sense that I don't agree with everything that she's done, but I still I still think she's obviously extremely talented, and you're an idiot if you say she isn't. I'm sorry.
Totally. And yeah, I guess
I'm gonna get absolutely fucking railed for that.
It's fair.
I'm sorry. Can I not comment on it? It's like I'm sorry, folks. Like
It's fair, well-intentioned, constructive criticism. So we'll leave it.
glad you agree with me, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, Dan. Thank you very much.
We're very proud of you, Dan, and thank you very much.
I'll tell you this quickly if you'll
Please, I'm very
indulge me.
keen.
I've had this really annoying thing with my car because we're coming out of summer, thank goodness. But my air conditioning in my car is broken. It's fucked.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yes.
I know. Well, you're telling me this like I don't know it.
No, I know.
You told me
but
last week.
It's so awful, but I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
And I'll tell for the audience is that I guess my car was made in China, and this is not anything.
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
Against Chinese manufacturing. It's just to say that in China they might not be used to having to build cars that can withstand the heat that we get here in Australia. And I took my car in recently for a service, and they literally said that the aircon part in the car melted off. It literally, they opened it up and it was just completely melted. And so now I still don't have aircon because they had to just take it out, and they're ordering a new part from China. And so it's got to deliver still. So, I don't know. We got to bring manufacturing back to Australia so we can have hot cars.
Daniel,
cars
I can really only think of one way to answer this.
I guess you kind of get what you buy, but I mean, what you buy in a car from a place that's got.
Look, it's a cheap-ish work car that's just supposed to get the job
Where's
done.
it from? Japan?
China. I just said China.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm listening, but I'm thinking of sound bites. I'm listening, but not listening.
I got you.
So it's from China?
Yeah.
All right.
At a good price, but
Yeah, I mean, does the sun even come through the pollution there, or
yeah, that's a good question.
is that a joke that's going to get me cancelled?
No, I think it kind of probably protects them a bit from
What
the sun.
the hell do you have to lose, right?
You know what's gonna. But nah, you did good. It's good. It's a good car though. It doesn't look.
It works
It doesn't
well.
look
Yeah,
cheap.
it's yeah. No, it runs. It's good.
It melted. Do they,
the aircon piece just melted. I don't
Are they
know.
like? Are they like? Oi, mate. To their workmate, like, come here. Like, it's another one.
Yeah, another melted
And they're
aircon.
like, oh,
This
you know how
dumbass
many times
didn't know
we've
what
had-
hit him.
We've had a few of these. What? Are you okay to say?
Maybe
what
the issue is my
brand
car
of
is. Yeah, it's a MG, which I don't know exactly what it stands for, but MG, and it's a Chinese brand.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's new. Well, they've
Either
only
Nissan,
just.
I think everyone's heard of that.
They only just came to Australia, MG, a couple of years ago, and no, they're like decent, cheap.
I can tell
run
from your
cars.
browser history that you're on the spectrum.
Yeah, that's what it says when I get in the car.
Jesus, Dan. You kind of get what you pay for a little bit. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
you do. Hey, they're going to replace it for free, so that's a W for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
from
know.
the car
in the
company.
warranty. Yeah.
Well, so they fucking should.
Yeah, exactly. It's not my fault the
No, 100%.
sun is
Right. So
hellish in Australia.
Okay. So you went back to the actual place where you bought the car.
Yeah, that's where I get it serviced. Yeah.
Oh, 100% they should replace it.
Totally.
How's that your fault?
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. I'm using the aircon. Why shouldn't I?
I love it.
So, do you want to set this up? Because I don't really know much about what's. I'm going to pretend I'm like I have no idea.
What is it? I don't even know what it is. What is it?
Our next topic.
Ha ha. Okay.
Oh, that.
So, I don't know if you know, but I run a Doctor Who podcast. It's called the 50% Doctor Who podcast. Not Taylor Swift, which is shown on the... There he is. There's my boy. We were having a conversation about Tom Baker the other day, and we were saying, like, he generally is, like, and always will be the most notable Doctor, like, the most famous Doctor. Like, the scarf will always be... People always know in, like, pop culture media, like... It seems like Dan's having a bit of trouble here.
No, I'm just getting us ready. Yeah, Tom is definitely the most iconic, classic Doctor, but also even in the modern times, I think, even now, I'd say in the 2020s, maybe more for like older generations. But
everyone knows
Tom is way.
They know the scarf
the most.
You talk about Doctor Who, they know the scarf. They know the Daleks.
Didn't he have kind of like a jacket, and he had the big hair too? So
yeah, everyone knows Tom Baker's Doctor. They know the Daleks and they know the TARDIS. I think that's maybe they
Maybe the Cybermen.
Modern audiences, maybe so. Modern audiences would be more David Tennant, obviously.
He would be the modern,
But yeah, if we're talking classics, in my opinion, I made a tweet the other day. I was like, if I could only ever get one Doctor signature, it would be Tom Baker's, because he, in a sense, is the Doctor. And I guess no one
of the classic Doctors, definitely.
No one. I guess I'm even going to say it, no one even in New Who can ever be.
I mean,
him.
I hate to say this.
Even
don't
David.
cancel me, Doctor Who people. But apart from Peter Capaldi, you don't really have to worry about. You can wait on the New Who Doctors for their signatures. You know.
Okay, listen. Okay. X not that young.
Wow!
He was kind of old when he played the Doctor in 2005. Well, not old, but...
Okay, aside from Eccleston and Capaldi, you've got a little while on the New Who Doctors to get
right, well, Jodie just came to do...
Tom should be higher on the list.
Jodie just did Gold Coast, and I think John Barrowman's coming for Comic-Con.
Wow.
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me!
Which, by the way, you can't...
Wisely said, John.
What's it called? Defame?
Defame, yeah.
You can't defame me when you literally said...
No matter what you say or what you do, they still love me!
And that's in response to his sexual harassment claims. So...
Wow, so we kind of... It's like the go-ahead, like, no matter what you say, you can say anything. I don't mind.
What a weird thing to say. Anyway, Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Known as the Doctor.
Fourth Doctor. Classic.
Well, also known as
the guy with the scarf.
So he did this video. Oh God, I must have seen it on Twitter, and I loved it so fucking much. And I would always quote a particular line from it, and see if you can figure out what it is, folks.
My. Should we get right into it?
Play it, D.
And a little old lady, who'd been a great beauty in her time, said, "Hello, dear." And I was used to this. I said, "Hello," and she said, "Oh," and she clutched her bosom rather operatically and said, I'm so sorry, do I know you, or am I going dotty?"
I
already
so
love
many
that.
great quotes from just that one little bit.
I haven't clipped that, but I need him saying, I'm going dotty.
Am I going dotty?
It's such a classic British.
Do I know you?
His way of speaking is so traditionally British.
Clutched her bosom. Clutched her bosom. She clutched her...
Oh, crikey.
A rather beautiful...
beautiful woman.
Sorry, can you start from the beginning? I'm sorry. Can you
start from the
beginning?
Please.
I just love this clip.
And a little old lady, who'd been a great beauty in her time, said, "Hello, dear." And I was used to this. I said, "Hello," and she said, "Oh," and she clutched her bosom rather operatically and said, I'm so sorry, do I know you, or am I going dotty?" And I said, gently, I said, "Perhaps you've got grandchildren." "Oh, yes," he said, "you're the man from Doctor Who."
You're that man from Doctor Who.
I love how he also admits like he was getting stopped so much as well. Like, he's like, this would happen quite a lot.
Yeah, it became frequent.
I wonder if I know Hartnell had a little bit. They show it in Adventure in Space and Time, but I don't know if any Doctor until then. Maybe Pertwee a little bit. That's when the show was starting to get quite popular. But Tom definitely did make it the most popular. I wonder if he was probably the Doctor who got the most. He was probably the most
in terms of street
famous.
Interactions. Yeah, definitely. Because he would have also been in other countries, recognized in other countries.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Do I know you?
Oh God, let's go back over here.
Grandchildren. "Oh, yes," he said, "you're the man from Doctor Who." "Good God," she said, "yes. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were special because my titties began to tingle."
What a beautiful thing.
My titties began to tingle.
My titties began to tingle.
My titties began to tingle.
What a beautiful... and she grabbed... That's why she grabbed her bosom.
Because her titties
began to tingle.
Oh,
what a beautiful clip.
Tom, you madman.
He generally is.
Saw you, I knew you were special because my titties began to tingle. And I thought, isn't that marvelous? You know, my mother, who was a wonder, could never have said a phrase like that. And I thought perhaps on my gravestone, "Here lies Tom Baker, who made titties tingle." About sums up the silliness of telly fame, isn't it?
So Tom,
Wow.
so Tom notoriously, we're back to Taylor.
Yeah,
Tom,
my God.
Tom has notoriously, slept with fans wearing the Tom Baker costume.
Uh-huh.
He has married his co-star.
Oh, boy.
And women have said titties tingled when he was. By the way, I would love Tom Baker to have made their titties tingle on his tombstone. I would love that.
Oh, wow. That would be something.
But I have a story, Dan.
Oh, yes, please.
And it's so funny because, like, okay, so even outside the show, like, I've shown Dan this clip and we laugh and I quote all the time, like, you made my titties tingle, and I was like, my goodness, you made. She grasped her bosom. Like, I always say that.
You make my titties tingle.
You make my titties tingle, dude.
Aww,
You always make my titties tingle.
Wow.
Whenever I see you. I was in, for people who don't know, in Australia, there's this place called Bunnings Warehouse, which is like it's a warehouse where they sell like all the fucking tradie shit. So I'm a tradie, I'm a tradesman, I'm a builder. So they sell like the wood, the timber, the everything you want as a handyman. So we needed something. We needed a thing called a brick lintel. I was saving the board and we needed a brick lintel. So I got sent down on a Friday afternoon. And shut up. I got sent down on a Friday afternoon. I went down to Bunnings and I got it. And I put it in the back of my car. And I went to the front desk in the trade section to go pay for it. And I paid for it. And I was walking away. I said, thanks, guys. Cheers. Have a great weekend. And as I said that, you're going to think I'm making this up because it sounds exactly what Tom Baker said. I swear this is a true fucking story. I swear every word I say. This woman in front of me, she turned around. She's about my mum's age, probably like maybe late 40s, early 50s. She turned around and she said, "Oh my God." I swear. She was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Hi?" At first I was like, "Oh my God, do I because it was almost like running into like an old friend, like she was like almost recognized me.
Yeah,
Oh my God. And I said, "Hi." She's like, "My God." And I was like, "What?" She's like, I had to turn around. I had to hear what I swear, what mouth that beautiful accent was coming through. I swear. She was like, I had to see what beautiful face that beautiful accent was coming through. I said, oh, wow. She's like,
wow.
It's like, wow, what a beautiful accent you have. And I said, thank you. And I'm kind of like walking as I'm doing. She's like, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? I said, well, I moved here when I was 8, but I was like north of London. And she was like, wow, that's the most beautiful accent I've ever heard. I was like, fine. She's like, my husband has his brother, he's from England, and his accent sounds nothing like that. And I was like, yeah, great. I was like, great. I was like, all right. Then she's like, how beautiful. And I was like, thanks. All right. I'll see you later. I swear on my life.
Wow.
I swear on my life. She was back turned to me. I was just walking around. I was like, cheers, guys. Thanks.
You made her titties tingle.
I did. Yeah. I did the Tom Baker. She was like, oh my God. I swear. She was like, oh my God.
My titties began to tingle.
Literally, she's like, I just had to see where that accent was coming from. I was like, what?
God.
No one.
Wow.
I guess I'm like a weird hybrid of like English and Australian, just like you.
Well, we're good boys, you and I think older women, they see that, they love us. We give off like lovely grandson energy, so they love it. They can't resist it, folks.
Do you think she maybe wanted to take it further, or?
My titties began to tingle.
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, we know where it's going from there.
Perfect.
That's exactly.
Haha, bitch, I'm laughing because you big mad.
So, do you want to show me what you brought to the show? I heard that our good friend of the show brought something for us to see.
So, Dylan, who was the first person ever to watch and support the 50% Doctor Who podcast, but also I think, and I believe, also watched this show first.
Oh, they've been supportive for a long time of both of our
a long time, and I think they started watching this show, and then eventually when it went for a break, I then hopped 50%, and then they watched that, and then blah blah. But anyway, they've been working on, I believe, a 6-episode TV series, and they've been kind enough to send me and us a clip from their new show. I haven't seen the clip. I said I'd react to it on the show. I will say this: I don't know anything about the characters. I don't know really anything about the storyline. I've known the little character beats, but I don't really know much about it. So I will say this: if I don't really have, I don't know the characters, so I don't know if we'll have much to say.
I don't know exactly
but it's what, 30 seconds, 27 seconds.
Okay.
But this is the worldwide premiere. First time ever anyone's ever seen anything from this show.
I love it. I love it.
So I'm ready if you are. I'm ready. I know they've been working very hard on this.
Let's give it the love it deserves. Is that?
All right, you ready?
Let's hope that didn't mess things up. Let me. Here we go. Now we can see a little bit more of it.
All right.
Okay, let's. Do you have any info for this clip, or we just go ahead and watch it?
I literally have no idea.
Okay, so this is
I'm just going. I've not seen it. I don't.
Dylan's upcoming show. They've
written and directed it. So
fantastic. They've very generously lent us this clip for the purpose of promotion. So let's go ahead and do it. Oh, okay.
Yo, man! You Rodney? Come. Fucking kid, man. Is that a twister?
I like the swearing.
See that lunchbox to your left? Take it to that address, and there you'll meet the curator, and he'll give you the money.
Curator?
Oh, the curator. Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Like a drug deal or something.
I'm getting interested. I'm curious. My interest is piqued, guys.
So I believe this is going to be just upload to YouTube and
this year. Of course, these are a couple of the actors. I think we've got some. I think there's some interesting.
That is Rodney Bucket, I believe.
Teased storylines going on. What will happen to that
character?
That's the thing he's holding.
I think is it drugs?
The lolly. No, in his other hand.
What, the twister?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will he finish it? Will it be interrupted gang violence?
Gang violence?
I don't know. Anything could happen.
I guess it's kind of like a drug deal, I suppose.
The curator? Yeah, well, maybe it's like this guy has got to...
That is Rodney Bucket.
You know when you've got to like meet someone to get the hookup? Like he's getting the hookup with the curator. That's my speculation. I'm not privy.
Is it the curator in Doctor Who?
The curator is who Tom Baker plays.
Yeah. Is it curator? Okay. I guess that's a reference to Doctor Who.
A Doctor Who reference. We got your reference, Dylan.
All right. Well, this is the worldwide premiere.
So let's do it with subbies, just for the lovers of subtitles.
Yo, man.
Watch it one more time.
You Rodney? Come. Fucking kid, man. Is that a twister?
Can't really read the subtitles.
See that lunchbox to your left?
Lunchbox. Okay, so
take it to that address, and there you'll meet the curator, and he'll give you the money.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. So you say self-funded or crowdfunded? Right.
Crowdfunded. Out on YouTube. I think. End of this year.
That's great. I mean,
6 episodes.
An independent project. You know, they're doing it the way they want to do it.
I think it's to do with their last project at their university. So, hey, we wish you luck.
Fantastic. I love the tease. Well done to both of you. Yeah, no, we want to everyone involved. We want to see more. We want to see more clips. See the full episodes. I'd be very keen.
Of the series, we'll.
We'd love to do a review with the screener, you know.
Well, also, I know they want to come on and do like an interview.
That would be great.
We'll interview
chat
them
about the show.
Chat about the show.
They're being a fan of us, you know.
I'm sure.
Chat about whatever we want to chat about.
I'm sure they'll also bring on a new clip as well. We're like Rain fucking Norton,
Another
baby.
clip. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not asked yet, but yeah. Oh, brilliant. Well done. I'm proud of you.
Fantastic. Well, we love it.
We're very proud of you, Dan.
We love you, Dylan. You've done so well. We're proud of all the all the achievements that you've brought to the show, to your career.
Yeah.
I really hurt my shoulder the other day.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. No. Actually, not
Are
doing.
we going there?
No, it wasn't what you think.
Okay.
But we can tell that story in a minute.
Okay.
I hurt my shoulder, this side of my shoulder, and it was so weird. It was so dumb the way I did it. I was going to get into my car, and I was trying to like jump into my driver's seat, and I wasn't low enough. So I like threw myself into the driver's seat, but I was standing. So I just ended up hitting the top of the car, and I whacked my shoulder, and it was so sore. I couldn't describe why it was that sore. And the
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
I got this really weird like muscle memory to being like vaccinated, because for some reason it's in the exact spot, and it's like a little pain.
Right.
And it feels like I've just been vaccinated in my arm.
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
So bruised.
Right. I'm not sure what to say other than you're a fuckhead. You also fell in the water the other day.
I did fall in the water.
Are you embarrassed by that? We haven't spoken about it.
Maybe we haven't spoken about it for a reason.
Okay, so how are you feeling about it?
No, it happens, but it was so stupid.
No, come on. How are you feeling? Like, what do you?
Oh God, it was one of those things where.
So we're on. So to clarify, we're on like they're like these steps almost. They go down, and then like we're sitting on them, and there's water at the bottom. But there's also like a few steps have a bit of algae on them near the bottom, and this literally this water bottle, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was this one.
The cap. It's like a cap from a metal water bottle.
The cap on the bottle.
For you listeners on the audio, fell in the water. You went to go grab it, but then the bottom step before the water had so much algae on it that you slipped. And your AirPods fell in, your phone, your wallet. Your wallet somehow went out of your pocket and landed in the water. We had to go find it. How did that happen?
I felt my pockets and I was like, my wallet's not there. Oh.
And we have to go dig it out, in the water, where all the crabs are hanging out.
Oh man!
But you got pretty wet, didn't you?
I fell on my ass.
How do you feel
ass was wet.
How do you feel about that? A couple of days later,
feels so great, man. Just feels so great to be.
Come on, what happened?
Look, it was it was one of those things where I don't really blame anything, because it was kind of inevitable. Like, we had been drinking.
Look, I don't
out
think
there, something fell in the water. I went down. And there was just this bottom step covered in a little bit of water, a little bit of algae.
Yeah, you slipped.
And I stood on it, and I just,
it is very slippy, to be fair. I think the same thing would have happened to me.
It was annoying.
And I'm a good friend, because before I laughed, I made sure you were okay.
Well, I fell on my ass. My phone was in.
I
my
hope Dan is going to be okay.
By the way.
I had to pathetically pick it all up, and it was just...
Are your AirPods still okay, or...?
Yeah, everything works, thank God.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
I hope Dan is going to be okay.
Although I did pull my ID out a few days later, and it was like stuck to my credit card.
I was very worried. It was not like, it wasn't it wasn't, I know it might seem quite funny, but to see him fall, what I was most worried about is that you hit your head on a rock.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm glad that
it happened so quickly.
I'm just glad a crab didn't pinch my balls, or like I hit my head.
They would have rammed, bro. You had my AirPod in as well, so that.
Yeah.
I also
maybe my balance was off
during the craziness. I was also like, "Is my AirPod still in your ear?"
Okay.
I want it would have boing and fallen out into the. No, but I still.
That's why you were so concerned.
I don't like this. I don't like this idea that you're acting like I was so.
What am I acting like? What?
I was so worried about you. I generally was.
It's sweet. It's nice. Am I not allowed to be embarrassed because I fell on my ass?
I think you fell on your ass in front of the right person. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
good
judge
thing we
you.
never told that story to anyone.
Did you not want to bring it up? You didn't say you
No.
wanted to bring it up.
No, we got to bring it up. The audience has to know. We let you guys in.
I literally took photos, which you won't share. That's okay. I won't push. But I did take pictures of it. But that's okay. We don't have to show them.
We didn't prep for this coming up, so we
didn't
don't
prep.
have it.
We literally on the rock said we'll talk about it. But that's okay. We didn't prep. I guess. But
We didn't prep the images to bring up, I'm saying.
yeah, because that's so hard to bring up. But
Look, it was
it's
wet.
okay. I
it
don't
was cold.
expect you to just admit you don't want to show them. That's fine.
You
You don't have to say we didn't prep them. You can just admit you don't want to show them. That's fine. I will respect you more for that. Didn't prepare it.
Well, I gotta blur out, just any location.
Get the fuck
out
of here.
I can't just show.
Get out of here with that bullshit.
All right, you want to imagine it was like, think of old timey Tom and Jerry cartoons when Tom fucking falls in the water and he's just a sopping wet cat. That's what it was like. All right, I was a wet cartoon cat.
To be fair, I don't know if I'm getting enough credit for being the friend I was, bro. I was like very worried about you. I literally said, I was like, if you need to go home now,
I'd do it again.
Is that you right now? Are you doing a Jeremy Renner?
I literally said, if you need to go home and get changed, and if you need to go home and have a shower and get warm, and
it was all good. It was just
you're really painting me as being this fucking twat.
I'm not. I'm saying
really
that's
are.
because
Thank
I
you,
felt
Dan.
bad. I didn't want to ruin the night because I'd fallen in the water.
I literally said to you, I was like, you're not. I literally said, I was like, look, if you need to go, I'm not going to hold it against you. I literally said that, and I wouldn't have.
My titties began to tingle.
Yeah, it was
a
tough.
bit cold.
It was cold, yeah. It was very cold.
I told the boys the next day, and everyone was laughing. I was like, well, look, I genuinely was like, I made sure you're okay, and then I laughed.
8 ribs broken in 14 places. Yeah. Right knee, right ankle broken, left leg tibia broken, the left ankle broken, right clavicle broken, right shoulder broken, face eye socket, the jaw, the mandible broken, lung collapsed, pierced from the rib bone, your liver, which sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brilliant.
I went through a lot, man. It's been a long week, but
I'm sorry, Dan. My shot on the run shit. I got to bring it up.
No, I knew you'd get it in. You're good. You're a good boy like that.
We're gonna end with this Joaquin Phoenix Coxie drama.
Would you want to leave it till next week, or you want to
How long have we been going for?
Hour and 7, baby. I think we've given the audience what they came
want
for.
to do it quickly?
Sure. You want to talk about Joker?
You want to talk about Joker first? Look, we don't talk about Joker first. If we don't talk about Joker now, we're not going to talk about it next week. So, whatever. Who cares? We'll wrap it up.
All right. We love Brian Cox. Joaquin Phoenix and him just got in a little beef, and
But isn't it funny though how you said like he just sucks cocks?
yeah. So Brian basically said about Joaquin Phoenix that he hated Napoleon, and that he literally, the quote was like, Joaquin, it makes sense for a name because he's wacky. Joaquin, wacky.
Yeah, dude.
He's a wacky performer. That's basically what Brian Cox said.
To be fair.
And he is. I don't see what's the problem. And then Joaquin said about Brian Cox, well, his name makes sense. It's Cox, like he likes to suck cocks.
Right, but implying the fact that if you suck cocks, you're
gay?
Yeah, and
gay bad.
And
yeah,
gay
yeah.
bad.
That was
That's kind of shitty.
Yeah, and
Sorry,
you know what?
Joke.
Look, the thing is, Brian Cox.
That's yeah.
Brian Cox is the guy from Succession. He's literally known from saying
Fuck off.
"fuck off." Yeah, and so I'm sorry. Also, he was like talking shit about his co-star from Succession.
Yes.
For being a wanky
Jeremy Strong,
method
yeah.
actor.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And to me, I don't hate Brian Cox for that. I think he's just a shit talker, man. He's just a hater, and I respect that.
Look,
and Joaquin, he swung and he missed. You can't come at the king.
The idea, I'm sorry, like I saw clips from that Napoleon movie, and I'm sorry, like I have to agree, like almost like seeing from Joaquin's performance, like you think you're so great because you got votes. That's not something you would say. It's so cringe. I'm sorry, I don't want to watch it.
I didn't hear good things about that.
You know what really fucked me off as well? It's like, was it Ridley Scott who did it?
Ridley Scott yeah.
So Ridley Scott is like fucking Taylor Swift because they released a theatrical version.
Yeah, dude.
So multiple, yeah.
And then they did one on Apple TV.
So the Apple TV version is different from
The Apple TV is the director's cut.
Wow, that's so weird.
So there's a director's cut on Apple TV, and then there's the
theatrical cut.
By the way, which is like what a lot of Ridley Scott fans were like. Well, why would I pay to go see it in the theater? I'm just going to wait for the director's cut.
Bruh.
Yeah, true.
I think the director's cut was a fucking long movie. Anyway, and when I see shit like, you think it's just so great because you got votes, it's like, what? It sounds like some shit. It's like, what?
So dumb. I heard a lot of that was inaccurate and people,
Yeah, I did hear that.
If you're going to do an ahistorical movie, like do it the way Quentin Tarantino does, where you're like embracing kind of the fact that it's not exactly
like Bastards?
historical. Yeah, like Inglourious Bastards. But to do something that's like half real and half
What do you
made
think
up,
of the,
like,
this will make a good clip real quick. What do you think about the movie critic being canned?
Oh, Tarantino's final movie?
Yeah.
Man.
It's a shame. It sounded good. I was keen for it.
It did sound cool.
Tom Cruise is the main and Cliff Booth coming back.
I think Tarantino's in his head. He can't.
No, that's the issue.
He can't let himself make a movie.
That will be the death of him. That is the issue. I'm worried about that because now I'm like.
He said it's only going to be 10. I'm only going to do 10. And
I don't like that idea anymore.
Yeah.
It's shit. It fucking sucked.
He's getting psyched out.
I saw Tom
Tarantino, you got to focus.
Test footage. He fucking sucked.
He saw Oppenheimer and was like, I need Robert Downey in a role. I need him.
Oh, I think he probably will.
That would be cool.
Fuck. Tarantino watching it. Fuck.
Oh, I didn't cast him. Fuck.
Shit.
Oh
my God.
Taron.
I need Robert Downey.
I hope it's a good final movie, but it's like, who says you have to stop at 10, man? You can do more than 10.
Him. He fucking shot
It's a
himself in the foot.
self-imposed, yeah.
It's like when I said I quit smoking.
He put
If I never said
himself
that,
in a
I'd be
trap.
fucking smoking all the time. I fucking hate it. I did it for a reason because I know if I have a fucking relapse and people will be like, oh, you said you quit.
Quentin knew he had to stop himself.
He knew he had to stop.
All right.
Didn't he want to do plays and shit? Like, didn't he want to?
That's what he said. That was before COVID, so maybe COVID put him off
you know
the
what?
whole play thing.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with changing your mind.
Yeah, just say you want to do more than 10 movies.
Here's what I would have done. Say, look, and also not in a mean way. I don't mean it's in a mean way, but like maybe he's not as like desired as a director anymore as he used to be.
Bruh.
True.
Not in I love him. I'll always go see every one of his films in theaters. But like, you know, maybe he's not as
He's
desired.
niche, yeah.
I'm sorry, a lot of fucking kids growing up these days don't know him. Sorry.
They're not like a big fan.
I wish they did. So yeah, just be like, look, I know I said that, but yeah, I want to do more. So Film Critic's my 10th. I'll also do 11th. Maybe a 12th.
You made me a believer.
Oh. Did you see fucking Scorsese? Yeah, he's the cunt's on his fucking deathbed and he ain't even.
Yeah, he's
saying.
not giving up. Scorsese's just making.
He's making a new one, isn't he?
He's making a Jesus movie, man.
Who's doing the Sinatra film with
DiCaprio?
That's
Yeah,
not Scorsese, is it?
Maybe.
Is it Scorsese?
I know he's working on a Jesus film.
What was he fucking The Passion of Christ or something?
He's Catholic, man. Come on.
Didn't Mel do that?
Mel did Passion. Yeah, Passion's been done, bro.
So, what is Mel like super religious?
Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Didn't he like?
He was big Catholic guy. Yeah.
Is this before or after he went like full on like?
Dotty.
Huh?
He went Dotty.
Didn't he like yell at Jewish people?
He
Sorry,
yelled. It was like a voicemail, and he said the N-word. He said anti-Jewish stuff. Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
Well, great. Was that before
Mel
or
Gibson,
after
everybody.
he made the Passion of Christ?
After Mad Max, I think before Passion, he had been Catholic, and obviously Passion was his big like, I'm a Catholic.
It's just like I'm gonna make it into heaven if I make this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
So he's like, no matter what bad shit I do after this, like, remember that film I made? You go see St. Peter, and you're like, hey.
He is a believer.
I know I said all that shit, but like, have you seen this film?
Wow.
Was Will Dafoe in that one?
No, Will Dafoe was in the Marty Scorsese one.
I see.
Yeah.
He wants to do another one?
I know. I think he's wanting to do a sequel to his first Jesus.
Is he really religious?
Marty?
Yeah.
Yeah, he met the Pope.
Everyone's met the Pope. A lot of kids, unfortunately.
Oh, Maron, you can't say that.
Do you think that Will Dafoe will come back to reprise his role as fucking Jesus or whatever?
As the believer?
Is he the Jesus in it?
I don't know. That's a good question. Will might be a bit old because Jesus died in his 30s. So
Did he?
He died at like 33. How? You ever heard of a thing called the fucking cross?
No, he came back.
Yeah, but he didn't make it to like old age.
How did he die officially?
The second time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Slipped on some wine?
We don't talk about that. How did he die?
Yeah, where did he go?
Can you Google that quickly?
All right, sure.
How did he die?
How did Jesus die?
No one talks about that. Sure, they would talk about
the second time.
The second time.
Christians believe that after Jesus rose from the dead, he did not die a second time.
I knew it. He kept going, bro.
Okay. Wow.
He's still alive. He's around us.
How did Jesus die the second time? Reddit might have the answer.
He's like a Buddha, man. He gets reincarnated and stuff.
Let's see. Reddit. Most Christians believe that Jesus was killed, resurrected 3 days later, and then eventually ascended into heaven. He only died once in the conventional sense. The second time, he just traveled directly to heaven. So he like floated away.
So he came back and then floated back up.
Yeah, he came back. He
showed that he came back and then
he was like, "See ya." He floated away to heaven.
He did die, but he came back and then floated back up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There you have it. There you have it.
Quite conventional, but that's all right.
Good power.
4 shows.
Who would have thought we would get to this point?
Dude.
Do we want to tease our next episode or?
Is that what I think you're talking about?
Yeah, it is.
No.
Keep you guessing, folks. Wonder what's going to happen next episode.
Because I don't even know if it can it happen? Or
ooh, maybe.
I don't even know. I don't even know. Can it happen? Can it?
Folks, you will just have to stick around.
All right.
And find out. You never know. You never know until you see.
All right, baby.
Until then, thank you. We love you.
I can tell from your browser history that you're on the spectrum.
We love you. I need to play the outro. I thought it had already started playing. Now we say goodbye.